Hey kiddos. So, what we're going to do is we are going to walk through what your expectations are when you're in Miss Megan's virtual class. Okay. So, what I want to first go through is what I expect from you while you are working. Okay. So, like, what is your typical day going to look like? How long are you going to spend on each subject? What resources are we going to use? All of that kind of stuff. Okay. So, I need your work completed by the due date. On Google Classroom, you will be able to see next to your assignments what the due date is. Now, you're going to watch another video here in a little bit about how to use Google Classroom, and I'll point out where the due date will be. But usually, that due date is going to be about 24 hours after I post things on Google Classroom. So after I post it up there, you're going to have 24 hours to get it done. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're not late on your work, because if you're late, kiddos, you are counted absent. Okay, and we don't want any absences if we can avoid it. We want to make sure we do our best work always. Just because you are working from home doesn't mean that you can't work as hard as you would if you were in class. Okay, so we need to make sure that at all times we are working super, super hard, just like you would for me if you were sitting in class with me. Okay, and also the same thing, just because you're working from home doesn't mean you can't ask for help. So please make sure if you are struggling with anything, you ask me for help when you need it. On your agendas that you're going to see in the other video, I'm going to have my email address there. We're going to get you set up on Remind, okay? Do all of that stuff so that if you're struggling, you can leave me a comment on Classroom, you can send me an email, or you can shoot me a text on Remind, okay? And we're going to have digital journals, and I'm going to show those to you in just a few minutes. But use your journals to help you. That's another expectation. If you tell me and you message, I don't remember how to do this, the first thing I'm going to tell you is go look at your journal. Okay, your journal is going to be a spot where you keep all of your things. Okay, and it's going to be on Google Classroom at all times. So you're going to use your journals to help you, and I'll show you what those look like in just a few minutes. So let's talk reading. Okay, for each subject, you will have a digital journal. Okay, and it's going to have all of your anchor charts and all of your models in it. So let's look. This is what your reading journal is going to look like. So it's your reading response journal. This journal is just going to be for fiction. We'll have a different journal when we do nonfiction. That way, there's not too much stuff in one journal, and it's kind of easy to know where to go. So this is our fiction digital notebook for when we're in reading. Okay, so you'll type your name down there to make it yours. Okay. Actually, you know what? I take that back. You're not going to type your name in here, because what this is actually going to be where everybody can see this, but you can't type on it. You're not going to be able to type on this. It's just there for you to see. So look at that. There's an anchor chart. We're going to talk about asking questions in class. Here's your anchor chart for that. This first week of school, we're going to talk about making inferences. Here is your anchor chart for making inferences. And then what you see right here is we're going to do this together. We're going to read this task card together. We're going to answer it together. And then I'm going to put it here in your journal so that, maybe 3 weeks from now, if I ask you to make an inference and you don't remember how to do that, you can come here. You can look at making inferences and you can be like, oh, I remember doing that with Miss Megan. I remember how to do that now. Okay, so just make sure that you're coming to look at your journal. We're going to use RAP this year. So here's our anchor chart for RAP. We're going to do this card together. Here's our graphic organizer for RAP. All of this is here so that, again, 3 weeks from now, if I say use RAP to answer this question and you don't remember, you can come right back here and look, and it's going to have everything that you need. And look, kiddos, I've got stuff set up for the whole year. Okay, just for fiction right here. So this is what your digital journal will look like. This will look exactly the same for nonfiction and reading. The only time these journals are going to look different is if we're doing our journal for like writing or grammar or spelling. They'll look a little bit different, but it's the same premise, right? I can open the journal, and anything that we have talked about or anything that we have learned is going to be in this journal. And I'm going to add to it as the year continues on. Okay, so when I put it up there on Google Classroom, I can add things to it. So that way, as we keep going, we can keep adding to it the things that we learn. Okay, good. You're going to spend on reading about an hour to an hour and a half a day. And some kiddos work really fast. Some kiddos need to slow down and take more time. So that's going to depend on you. But you can guarantee about an hour of work a day. Okay, reading is where we're going to spend the most of our time. You're going to spend about 2 hours a day with me. And reading is about where we're going to spend half of it. Okay. The other thing that I want to talk to you about is a personal book. What I mean by that, we're going to do lots of novel studies this year, but you need to be reading on your own. You're going to be reading a book outside of what I tell you you have to read, okay? And it can be anything that you want, any book you want, that's fine. If you don't have a lot of books at home, I'm going to give you some resources so that you can read at home. We're going to sign up for a website called Epic. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Your local library, so like the Wynn Library, you can go and get a library card, or you can call the school and say, I really need a book. Could I come up to the school and go to the library and check a book out? And your mom or dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, whoever it is, can bring you up here during school, and you can come in with your mask on, and you can go to the library and you can check out one of our books up here, or guys, you can check out a book from me. Okay, I have a big classroom library. Okay, so if you are struggling to find a book and you need a book, let us know, and we're gonna put a book in your hand. Okay, whatever book that you want, we're gonna help you, and we're gonna get it in your hand. So let's look at what Epic looks like. So I'll have a separate video for how to sign up for Epic. I just want you to kind of see it. Epic, if you've never used it before, is a website that allows you to read and watch videos about books. Okay, it's super awesome. So you'll be able to click on a book that you want. You can search for a certain type of book. If you see where it has that green thing on it that it says read to me, that means someone will read it to you. Okay, but here is a book that I thought, this looks kind of cool. Let's check this out. And it is called Muddy Max. It's a graphic novel. And look, kiddos, it's just like reading a normal book. I flip the page, I still read what's going on, and all of this is free, okay? And so I'm gonna get you signed up for that. And again, I'll have a video for you about how to use Epic, okay? How we're gonna use that. So that is something that we're going to use. We're also going to have some other websites that we'll use, and I'm going to make a separate video for you about how to sign up for all of those websites. But just do know that you are expected to read about 20 minutes a day. I'm going to put that on here. I'm going to bold it. Read on own for 20 minutes a day. Now, kiddos, that's the same thing that happens here in class. Okay, if you were in class with me and I saw you every single day in person, there's a point in our day every day where we shut down and the only thing we do is read for 20 minutes. So it's really important that you're doing that at home. Okay, reading can only help you. It can never hurt you. Okay, it can only help. So please be reading every day for about 20 minutes. Now, the way that we turn in what we've read is we do a book activity. We do one book activity a month. So let's look at what those look like. So you're going to get this. This will be on Google Classroom. Okay. And look at all the things that you can choose. So you're going to choose one of these things. So let's say that I wanted to make a movie poster. Okay. So what I would do is I would click on this and I would over here using what I have, like, using things like shapes, okay, or finding a picture on the internet and putting it there. I'm going to make a poster, like a movie poster for my book. So let's say I read Muddy Max. I need to make, like I just showed you here on Epic, right? Muddy Max. I need to make a poster that shows Muddy Max, okay? And look at all the things it has to have. A movie title, you'll put that there. A list of characters. Remember, think about a movie poster that you see in real life. At the bottom, they always have like the actors and actresses and the director and all that stuff. An illustration, that's a drawing or a picture, right? And it needs to have like a little tagline, something that's going to make you be like, ooh, that sounds really good, like a slogan, okay? And then some ratings or reviews from the movie. So it was good, it was great, 5 stars, 1 star, whatever, okay? You can make a comic strip where you pick a scene in the book and you turn it into a comic. You could make a new cover for the book. You could pretend that your character has an Instagram and make a post about them. You can pretend that your character has a Hydro Flask and you can give them some stickers to put on their Hydro Flask. Okay, these are just some of them, but you have to do one of these a month. Okay, one of these activities a month, and you'll turn them in to me. So, and that just kind of shows me that, okay, like you've been reading. I can tell that you're reading every day. Just one a month, okay, kiddos? That's not very much, 'cause really, when you think about it, that's only 9 in a whole school year. And you can do more than that. If you finish a book and you're like, oh, I really want to tell Miss Megan about this book, do one of those and turn it into me. You can do them for fun. I like to do them. I think they're super fun. But it's only 9 activities, okay, for the whole school year, one a month. It's not very much. So I need you to do those for me. All right, let's talk spelling. Again, you'll have a digital journal with all your anchor charts. You can expect to be working for about 15 to 30 minutes a day. But the big thing that I want to talk to you about is studying. Okay? And this is the same thing that would happen if you were in class. Think about all the time that you've spent in class before, kiddos. When you go home with your spelling list, you still have to study that spelling list. So just because you're at home now doesn't mean you don't have to study. You still do. So we'll do spelling together. You'll watch videos, you'll do activities for me that you'll turn in. But outside of that, you need to be studying every day because guess what? You still have spelling tests. We have a spelling test every Friday unless something comes up and happens and we don't do spelling that week. But 9 times out of 10, we do spelling every week and you will have a test on Fridays. It'll be a Google form. There will be a little clip where I say spell bike and you'll type it in all lowercase letters, okay? And it's for a grade. It's really important that you're studying. Same thing with grammar. About 15 to 30 minutes a day. You'll have a digital journal to go with it. You need to make sure you're studying. You're going to get a study guide that you're responsible for going over and working on and studying because you will have a test every Friday over what we're doing in grammar. Now, when I talk about grammar, kiddos, I'm talking about nouns, verbs. I'm talking about compound sentences. I'm talking about pronouns, those kinds of things. Okay. You're going to have a test over that stuff every Friday. So it's really, really important that you're studying. Okay. Outside of this 15 to 30 minutes, you need to also study on your own. Okay. All right. Let's talk writing. Writing, again, will also have a digital journal with all your anchor charts and all your models. We're going to write for about 30 to 45 minutes a day. Some days it may be an hour of writing, okay? It just kind of depends on what we're working on. Usually you will do all of your writing on a Google Doc. It will all be on your Google Classroom. And we will work on the same piece of writing for multiple days. Multiple days, sometimes even weeks. We do really fun projects in writing. Things like design our own website and make a biography. We will write our own comic strip over Hercules. We do a lot of really fun stuff in writing on top of just learning how to write an essay, right? So we still do the essay stuff, but we do fun stuff too. And so it's really important that you know that you work on one Google Doc for maybe multiple weeks, okay? And just like in reading, social studies will be integrated here time to time. So we don't actually do like a separate social studies hour. Every once in a while, I'll have an assignment for you that is just social studies, but 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get all your social studies stuff either in writing or in reading. Okay, depending on what books we're reading or what writing projects we're doing, that's where you're gonna get most of your social studies. Okay, kiddos? So to wrap it all up, okay, the really important stuff that I need you to know about 24 hours on work, unless I say otherwise, unless I say you have all week to do this, okay? 24 hours. You have to turn it in or you are absent and it is a 0. Okay, please make sure you're doing all of your work. Do your best work always. Ask for help when you need it. If you don't understand something, leave me a comment. Send me a message on Remind, send me an email, and I will help you. That is my job. Just because you're not in class, it doesn't mean you don't have a teacher that's not there to help you. Please let me know and I will help you. And please, please, please use your journals. Use your journals to help you. Okay? All right, kiddos, I cannot wait to see the great work that you do. I'm super excited for what this school year is going to look like. And remember, right here, this is probably the one I really want you to know. Ask for help when you need it. Okay? All right, kiddos, I cannot wait to see you soon. I can't wait to see your work, and I cannot wait to learn more about you.